Hi guys, it's Kelly and Crystal, the Kelly and Crystal show. Oh my, Crystal, you are just bubbly this morning, huh?
I'm really irritated.
I'm sorry.
I'm
Hi guys.
irritated. I'm trying not to be. Good morning. How are you?
Okay.
Go ahead. I
What?
love your shirt.
Oh, thank you.
You're so welcome.
Okay, so today we are talking about the number one successful blogging secret. Okay, I didn't really know what else to call it. But before we get into that, we're going to do a quick intro because I see some new faces out there. So I'm Kelly, and I blog at threeboysandadog.com. I blog about homeschooling and homemaking tips for busy folks. I've been blogging since November 2006, and yeah, that's me. Crystal?
Good morning, guys. It's Crystal, VanTassel, Dallas mom blogger at crystalandcomp.com. And Kelly and I have been doing these weekly hangouts for about, I think this is number 85, although for the last probably 5 months, it's not been every week like it was. We've kind of shared everything. Once we reached a point where we shared everything with you guys that we pretty much knew outside of what we offer in our class, we just kind of started sharing, I think we've pretty much agreed to go to an every other week kind of thing. Right, Kelly?
Yep.
Yeah, we're trying hard to stick to every other week. But anyway, I blog at crystalandcomp.com about mommy resources and solutions, and I've been there for, I guess, 8 years now, and about 4 or 5 years ago, I met Kelly online, and she was the first blogger who was willing to help me grow and help me learn things that I wanted to learn. And you reach out to really big bloggers and nobody wants to answer your questions or help you. And when she was willing to jump in and help, I've just kind of held on to her for dear life ever since. And so from there, we decided to start these hangouts and help other people and pay it forward. And that's exactly what we do here with these hangouts. And I'm really excited about this week because just this morning before we get ready to do this, I get messages from people. People have questions all the time, and so much of it generates around this very topic that we're going to talk about today. So it will help so many people. All right, Kelly, dive into it.
Okay, so I don't really have any notes. This is a case of, like Crystal said, every day we get messages from you guys, private messages, emails, questions on the forum, questions on the Facebook group, questions in the private class groups. Just and a lot of it's the same thing. Or it's not really the same thing, but it's the same answer. And so I've been telling Crystal for a while, we've got to do a hangout on this. We have to do a hangout. We absolutely have to. And it's just been kind of pushed back and pushed back and pushed back because we've had other things that we needed to talk to you guys about. I look really bad. I don't need mascara or lipstick on. I'm sorry. Whatever. Anyway. So I don't really know, this is supposed to be, a 30-minute, 1 hour talk, but really, I don't have anything to say. I don't have a build up to it. The whole thing is, dun, 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 maybe we need, drum
Drum
or whatever.
music.
Just do it. What?
We need drum music.
Yeah, just do it. That's the secret. That's the number one successful blogging secret is Nike's slogan, just do it. Seriously. I'm guilty. Crystal's been guilty. Every single person that I have an intimate relationship with over the internet, whether it's through email, through instant messenger, on Facebook groups, whatever, every single one of those people are just as guilty. We keep looking for the next thing. The thing that's telling us exactly how to be a successful blogger. Okay, so I did this SEO, and I'm not to where I want to be. And I did this Pinterest thing, and I'm not to where I want to be. And I read this book, and I took this class, and I went to this conference, and I made friends with this super awesome person, and I still am not where I want to be. Why?
Mm-hmm. Very true. And you know what? People really, really struggle with so this is what I see often. People put some work into this, and then it's expected that what you just said, I just met this person, and that should be such a great connection that now I should be getting 500,000 page views a month. Or people share their content a little bit on Facebook, share their content in other social media platforms, and people aren't patient. I think patience is, there's people that I have mentored, and they come back and say, okay, I did all of this, and I think they're expecting to go from 5,000 page views to 50,000 page views instantly. There is a certain amount of instant results that you will see, but this is a job. That's why I say, if you are not passionate about what you're doing, you will grow to resent this, because there is so much. It's a labor of love. It's giving, 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 and finally you will see results. Yes, there are some things that will bring you very instant results. You can see that when you pin this, or when you pin to group boards or whatnot, boom, you see a huge increase. You've got to keep repeating that. You've got to keep doing that. I think Kelly's so funny. She did say the other day, Nike got it right. Just do it, people. Just do it. You got to keep going. You can't stop. You got to keep going.
Yeah, I mean, I've had so many people tell me that, this blogging course isn't any good, or this blogging course isn't any good, or this blogging course isn't any good. Or they take our blogging course, and then within 2 months, I see them taking another blogging course. But until you implement the things that you learn at any blogging course, then none of them are going to be very good. Look, there obviously are blogging courses out there that are in direct competition with what we do. There's no other word about it. They are in direct competition with what Crystal and I do. But they have to work too. I'm not saying that so you guys will run out and buy these other people's courses. But they have to work too. Okay? Otherwise, they wouldn't still be selling these courses. The problem is, do you work?
Right. That's right. That is right. Amber Simmons just said, this is so true. I'm an excellent plan maker. If I even put half of my plans to action, my blog would be amazing. It's that old thing that my mom always said, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. People will come to us and say, whether it's from the class or we're just privately trying to help them, whatever, and, they're like, well, I'm not getting results right now. Okay, but you did get results when you did X, Y, and Z. You have to keep doing it. It's just like there's no magic skinny pill. I wish there was. But there is no, it is hard work. It is hard work. You have to be dedicated to giving every single day on your blog. And if you are given a plan, you have to implement it. What is that you say, Kelly, about you can have all the workout videos, you can do all that, but if you don't do anything with them, you're going to look the same.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, you can sit there on the couch and watch, Biggest Loser, what is her name? Whatever her name is.
Julia Michaels.
Yeah. I don't even think she's on Biggest Loser anymore, but whatever. You can watch all of her workout videos where she screams and hollers at you, but if you don't get up off of that couch, you've done nothing. You've wasted an hour of watching her workout video. Everybody's like, I don't have time. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. I don't have time to spend on social media promoting my blog. I don't have time to spend on a new forum learning how to grow my blog. I don't have time. Well, why not? Seriously, what are you doing with your time? Have you sat down and really thought about it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there are a million things I want to do that I don't have time for, But what's more important to me? Is it more important to me to watch my show on TV? Or is it more important to get out in the yard and throw the baseball with Thomas? Is it more important for me to get on Facebook and see what my friends are doing? Or is it more important for me to write a really good blog post? Manage your time wisely, and I don't have time isn't going to be an excuse anymore. It's going to be a, you know what, I really don't have time for this because I want to do this.
Well, and when people say this, it always brings me to, when people say, how do you make time for that? It always makes me think about, okay, how do you make time to feed your family? How do you make time to get the laundry done? I don't have time to do laundry. I don't have time to do all the things. You know, time is an issue for everybody. But if I don't feed my kids, there's going to be a problem. If I don't at least get one load of laundry done, there's going to be a problem. It's about stopping and making time to do the things, prioritizing and figuring out the things that absolutely must be done. And if you want your blog to be successful, then your blog has to be on that list of things that absolutely must be done. Because as long as it's not, okay, there may be a couple of blogs who have been very lucky and have not had to work all that hard to get going. I can think of one, maybe two. That's not common. I mean, seriously. You know, I can think of one blogger who has a show on Food Network. Does that mean that all bloggers are going to get a show on Food Network? I mean, come on, think about it. Yeah, there's going to be an exception to the rule. Sure. I'm sure there's a handful of bloggers over a course of time who have had it easy getting started and just connected with the right people, things clicked, whatever. But for the other 99% of us, if we're not deliberate, we're not going to get results. And another blogger gave me a great reminder this morning when she was coaching herself through something. We have to stop comparing ourselves to others. Worry about you. Worry about your blog and your focus. And I'm talking to myself just as much as I'm talking to you. Because there's days where I'm just like, Kelly, what is wrong? Why, I have worked so hard on X, Y, Z, and I'm not getting the results that I figured I would get. And I'm comparing myself to this blogger or this blogger. That's doing nothing but wasting my time. And now I've taken the focus away from what I need to do, which is just get my stuff done, create new content, promote my content. You have to make time to do this. Absolutely. Go ahead, Kelly.
So, yeah, one thing that I found, look, here's the deal. If you're comparing yourself to another blogger that's done, maybe they have 10 times the page views that you want to have, and you don't know why. You're in the same niche. You've been blogging the same amount of time. You do everything very, very similar. Why do they have the views that you don't have? Well, here's what I can tell you. Either, number one, they're lying. They're lying. Their page views are not what they claim they are. Because I see that very often on the internet. It's even, some people aren't even just lying. They think that they're accurate because they're going by the stats that are in the back end of their site. But you know what? Those stats aren't right. Even close to right. They say I have like 12 times the amount of page views that I actually have. I'm like, can I go by these? These are the ones I want to use. No, right. I can't, because they're bots and spammers and yourself and all these other things. So either number one, they're lying, or number two, they have something that you don't have. And in a lot of cases, it's money. If they start out with a budget that has nothing to do with what they're making on their blog, then they can put more into advertising. So the only way you will ever catch up to them is to dump your life savings into advertising your blog. Stop. You can't do that. Stop comparing. Or they have 47,000 people working for them. You can't do that at this point. Worry about getting to your point, to your goal, to where you want to be before you move to the next level. And then worry again about where you want to be so you can move to the next one.
Yeah, guys, you really do need to, that is so true, Kelly. So true. Especially once your site gets to a certain place, and Kelly and I have said, and I believe Tiffany Romero even said this as well, once, she's from Massive Sweat and Sits, once you reach about 300,000 page views a month, you're going from the 300,000 to the million page view mark, you're building a team. Those people have a team. No one is doing this by themselves. Well, once you get to that level, I can't think of one person that is doing it all alone. Even if it's at least your husband, usually by that point the husbands come in and start helping as well. But people are building a team, and that's about strategy. That's about being very deliberate and understanding that you cannot do all of this alone. So while you're working to get to that 300,000 page view mark, you better learn, you've got to stay focused, and you need to learn how to stay on task, promote your content. It's the mundane over and over and over and over. But if you love what you're doing and you're passionate about what you're doing, you will ride through that. You absolutely will. I love what Christina Hitchcock from It's a Keeper said. I try to live by saying anything worth having is worth working for. That is so true. I work more now that I'm a blogger full-time than I did in corporate America. I agree 150%, and I have said that. I agree. She says, but it's 110% worth it, and I agree. I have no desire to ever go and work in corporate America again. I love controlling what I have and controlling what I own, and I get more results when I put more in, and I decide what goes on my blog. I decide how many hours I'm going to work today, and the only person that's keeping me from not getting to my next goal is me. That's it, and what I'm not willing to put in or what I am willing to put in. Hillary says, second kick in the pants today about time and how we spend our time. Right now I'm washing dishes while I watch and listen to you ladies. I love that. I love that. Let's see. We've got, Kelly, I can't see you, so I don't know if you were going to say something, but I was going to go through some of these questions and comments. Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Teresa Allen says, I just started a whole new blog, a lifestyle blog, totally different than a deal blog that I run. I feel like I'm having to relearn just to make the new blog successful. Going to be lots of work in rewatching these videos. Kelly, tell her what she needs to hear.
I don't know. What do I need to tell her?
Well, you're always saying how deal bloggers and that whole aspect, you do a really good job talking about that, and it is a completely different niche whenever you get out of deal blogging. You want to talk about that?
I mean, that's just it, what you just said. Deal blogging, I was a deal blogger, so I can say this, okay? I've been there, so I can say it. I'm not putting down any blogger out there. I'm just telling you, as a whole, deal blogging is not blogging. Yes, it's hard because you have to produce so much content. You have to spend every minute of every day watching everything out there to make sure that your site puts the deal on first in order to get the traffic and get the money. I'm not saying it's not hard. It's hard. It's not blogging. To me, it's not blogging. You're selling stuff. It's more affiliate things than blogging. Blogging is very personalized. Deal blogging is not personalized at all. It's, hey, CVS has this stuff on sale. Hey, you can get this thing from Amazon for this amount of money. The money in deal blogging was there. I mean, I had very few page views on my deal blog, and I made 3 times what I made on my lifestyle blog, even though I had way more page views on it, because it was affiliate marketing. It wasn't blogging. Well, so once you decide to be a lifestyle, homeschool, recipe, whatever blogger, then you actually have to learn to blog.
Right.
And it's a whole different ballgame. I mean, it really is. You have to learn to write and write well. You have to learn to write for the search engines. You have to learn to build a relationship with your readers. You have to learn to make an entirely different species of reader click your links.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That is the truth. I remember Kelly and I were in a tribe with a gal who, super sweet lady. She was a deal blogger, and we all were kind of encouraging her to create more evergreen content for search engine purposes. And just because, how long was deal blogging going to really be the way that it is? And And that's another thing that people need to acknowledge. When something's really great right now, like they acknowledge that Pinterest will bring us this amazing traffic, or Facebook will bring us this amazing traffic if we do it this way or whatnot, we need to remember that things change. So you've got to always be thinking of the next thing, and it sounds like that's exactly what you're doing, Teresa. You acknowledge that it's time to move on from the deal blog because maybe that's not bringing you the money that it was, and now you're starting this lifestyle blog. And the thing I remember our friend saying is, I don't know how to write. I don't know how to write like a blogger, because it's really easy to throw up a blog post that is, go to CVS, get this deal, whatever. There's nothing personal. There's no storytelling for most of them. There's most of them aren't even 100 words long. I mean, some of them are just short, sweet, to the point, and you're a post mill. You're posting 10 times a day, or every hour.
I posted 12 to 15 times a day on the deal site. Then I had 2 other sites, but that was me, 12 to 15, and I saw people that were doing 40 and 50 posts a day.
Yep. And I remember her big concern being, do you remember that, Kelly? Her big concern was, I really don't know how to write, how I'm going to write like that, and how I'm going to do storytelling, and how I'm going to share authentically. That was a real hurdle for her. And now she's doing great. So I understand. I mean, Kelly has been a deal blogger, so listen to her. She knows how that beast works, and it is a beast. But yeah, just go back through our videos and really, really hone in on your storytelling and being authentic and building, nurturing relationships with your readers and with other people. It is so important to develop a tribe, even if it's just you and one person that's always got the other person's back, and then slowly grow into something that is, a little bit of a larger group. But it is a different beast. Sorry if I took over your conversation, Kelly.
No, you're fine. So Christy says, my daughter got a nasty concussion in the beginning of January. Oh, yuck, I'm sorry. She says she stopped blogging while trying to care for her, and now that she's finally starting to do better, how hard is it going to be to get my blog back up and going? Am I starting at ground zero again? Okay. How hard is it going to be? It depends on how much time and effort you put into it. On the bright side, you already have all your blogging connections. While you may have lost some of your readers, whoever's subscribed to your newsletter, who's ever on your Facebook page, whoever's on your Twitter, on your Pinterest, whatever, you've probably lost some of those. The numbers might still be sitting there, but they're not actually following you anymore. They've blocked it or whatever. They're just not seeing it. They've moved on to something else because you haven't been blogging. You do have them. That pool is there. So you're not starting at zero. But yeah, you can't just expect it to start right back to where you were when you left. But again, just do it. Just do it. Start writing. Start promoting. Jump into it. Look, I've been seeing so many people say, oh, I've been blogging for 3 months and I haven't even gotten one Adsense check yet. Dude, do you realize? Or I've been blogging for 3 months and I finally got my first Adsense check. I blogged for over a year. Over a year before I got my first Adsense check. Seriously.
Kelly and I took the long road. We took the long road. We did. We took the long road.
Consistently, and they started growing from there, but a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, that's not long. Usually, you can't even get insurance until you've been working with a company for 3 to 6 months. You're still low man. You're still gopher on the totem pole in corporate America, at least for a year.
And something else that I hear people say about AdSense is they say, well, I had it on my site for a couple of months and I only made $5, so I took it off. I did that too. Kelly, do you remember the day that you said to me, these are Kelly's exact words? Sometimes Kelly's not real ginger in the way that she presents stuff. And she says to me, you are dumb. that is dumb, and I cannot believe you took your AdSense down. That is dumb. And I was like, really? You think I'm dumb? So she says, get it back up there. She said it with love. So I got him, but she had to remind me, Crystal, give it time. Be patient. Be patient. It will come. And I'm so glad that I put it back up there, even if it was only $5 a month and I wasn't getting a payout yet, because you do not want to be at that place where you're suddenly at 50,000 page views, and had you had the ads on there all the time before, you would have been building, and getting residual. And then now you're like, you don't want to be at that place where it's like, oh, I'm at 50,000 page views now. I need to stick up some ads so I can finally make some money. You've lost so much opportunity. Go ahead and put those ads up there now. Put them up now. Get your readers used to seeing that. And stop feeling guilty for having ads on your site. Stop it. Because you know what? I mean, I don't know, that really frustrates me, because I see people who say, or I hear readers who say, I'm not going to follow your blog anymore. I've seen this in the comments. You've got ads on your site now. This just all must be about money for you. Listen, how much do people really expect you to give for free every single day for 5 years and expect absolutely nothing in return? Or just like when you put a sponsored post up and then readers reach out. I've seen readers come out and reach out to people and say, I've seen 3 sponsored posts on your site this month. It seems like it's all about money for you now. I'm out of here. They're insulted. Listen, if that's all that your readers think about the content you're creating, bye. I mean, just be done. Let that person go, and understand that there are 100 times more people that feel exactly the opposite as that person, and they are happy and grateful that you spend your time sharing and being raw and sharing, discipline stuff with your children, or how you're getting through these struggles in your marriage, or whatever it is. Don't let those people bring you down. Delete that comment. Keep plugging along, because your analytics show that there's 50,000 other people who love what you're sharing and appreciate and understand that your time is valuable. Keep going. I struggle sometimes with that, with letting little negative things said by people really get me down. And sometimes I have to call Kelly and say, Kelly, and she's really good at keeping things in perspective. But it's so true. So true. I love what Lydia says. She says, comparison is the thief of joy, and that is so true. I'm guilty. I'm so guilty, and we have to stop. We absolutely have to stop. Rhonda says, I'm a brand new blogger. I've purchased my hosting and URL. I've spent the last month devouring your YouTube videos. Yay. I look at it as a serious online education. That's great. Telling my family I'm in class and I can't be disturbed. I love that. And I plan, and you know what, Rhonda, you can also, we have a lot of people who watch our videos and their husbands get involved. And let me tell you something, if you can have your husband sit by your side and encourage you, and for him to understand and support what you're doing, period, whether he wants to be involved or not. We have a lot of people who come back to us and say, my husband watched this video with me and he helped me see that I'm not doing this like I should, or whatever. So maybe even consider pulling your husband in on some of that if he's game for it. She says, I plan on joining your VIP forum very soon. Awesome. And you guys can join there at learntobloghangouts.com/VIP. My question is, how ready do I need to be before I begin blogging? I'm the kind of person who likes to be ultra prepared before I start anything. Should I have a Google AdSense completely set up first? Should I have 7 posts ready to go? Should I have lots of pics edited and waiting? Or should I just jump in and go? I feel like I have so much more to learn before I can even begin this. Okay, I'm going to give my perspective, and then Kelly, you want to give yours? What does that say?
I think I already am giving mine.
I can't read it. What does it say?
Just do it. Just do it. You can read all day. You can watch every video out there. You can beg, plead, borrow, buy every book. But until you start implementing some of that stuff, you've done nothing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's it in a nutshell. Until you start implementing some of the things that you've learned or testing some of the things that other people have told you has worked for them, you've done nothing.
Yep. Do it. Do it. Seriously, do it. And you know what? Kelli and I are two different people. Kelli probably did start her blog with a whole list of blog posts ready to go. My kids, literally, my twins were 2 years old. This was my first blog post. My twins were 2 years old, and they broke 17 eggs. They just turned 9. They broke 17 eggs in my living room. I was on a business call because I worked from home for a company. I worked part-time from home. I had the door closed on a business call, and I keep hearing this thud, and these two little boys giggle, giggle, giggle. Thud, and then giggle, giggle. Is that your phone, Kelli?
Yeah, I think it was Alan.
And I get off that phone call, and I go in the living room, and there are these two cute little twin boys who have broke 17 eggs in my living room, and I said, somebody has to hear about this. Somebody has to hear about this because I'm about to pull my hair out. How am I going to make it until they're 18? These boys are going to be the death of me. And I just did it. I had no plan. I did not even know where to buy images. I did not even know how to hyperlink something. And you should have heard me asking, I sounded like a real moron probably, because when I met Kelli and I finally could get some things answered, at that point I knew how to anchor text and how to link to something, but I'm sure that the people I would ask questions to, they were probably like, this girl knows nothing, because I'm like, I know I can do that linky thing where I can make my link blue and you click on it and then it'll take them somewhere else. I had no idea how to do any of that. And for me, sometimes taking the long road teaches me a lot. And I don't know any other way to tell you other than that. Maybe everybody won't agree with that, and Kelli's a lot more, she'll dig on Google and find lots of tutorials and find anything to teach her something technical. I take a very, very long road, but let me tell you, I had no plan. I just knew I wanted to share my stories. I wanted to resonate and connect with other moms. Surely there was another mom out there somewhere who had twins and was struggling because they broke 17 eggs in her living room. I just wanted to share a story. And then slowly it started building. And frankly, in the beginning, I had no idea that it could be a business. I just wanted to share and relate with other people. Kelli, do you have anything you want to add?
No, I actually did not have my whole plan. I did before I started Southern Mom Cooks, and I did before I started the Deal blog. But for just the main site, I jumped on the bandwagon. I was a follower. That was me. And in fact, my first post says, okay, well, I have a blog because everybody told me to do it. Now what? Or something very similar. That's my very first I didn't know what I was doing.
I can't even see you saying that. You're not a follower.
I know I am not a follower, but I totally and completely followed. I followed. I jumped on the bandwagon. But here I am. Anyway, just do it. So, we're 34 minutes in. I wanted to try to keep it short, but I do want to there are a few more things I want to touch on before we shut this down. And this might not be relevant to everybody out there, but in addition to the just do it thing, you really have to set your priorities. Crystal and I talk about it all the time about investing in your business. If this is a business to you, you have to invest in it. But you need to make your priorities of exactly what you're investing in. Where is the money going to go? Crystal and I had this long conversation the other day, and we were talking about advertising our sites, and we were talking about, how can we get, basically we were talking about how can we get more money to sink more money into our sites. And then it was like, this is the silliest thing. Why are we trying to advertise, in magazines? And why are we trying to come up with mega money to spend mega money advertising our sites when we know we just need more content? more great content. So you have to decide, what is it that you really need? What is it that you really need to put your money on, and how can you make that happen? Whether it's trading with somebody else that can do something that you can't do, yeah, whatever. I don't know. I just kind of went blank. Crystal,
Well,
take it over.
I'll tell you this. A couple of years back, my husband gifted me with, he ran some taglines on some cable channels, like I think it was ABC Family and like Lifetime or something. He ran Crystal and Comp, and we also had a little one-page, like a little advertisement thing that just put my URL and logo up on the screen. And it was really pretty affordable. He was already buying a package for his air conditioning and heating business, and so he added that on. And I'll tell you, while people saw it, it did not bring me the results that the advertising dollars, there was not a return on investment that I would have had if instead I had invested that time and energy in guest posting on lots of other sites so that I could have link back, so that I could have exposure to other people's audience. Because it's like Kelly said, you know, people pay for advertising, and then don't the advertisers know that people sit there and just fast forward through all the, because they record the shows, and so they're not even seeing, or you know, people that advertise in magazines, those magazines get chunked. You can't touch that article and click and go anywhere. So get smart and invest your energy wisely online. How can you get your links put out there in many different sites, not only so that you can be exposed to a new readership and a new audience, but also because the search engines, that's how you build your SEO. And that's part of what we teach you in our training that we do. So you know, think different. Think different. Stop thinking that, you know, because Kelly and I, we do get caught up on that stuff sometimes. We're like, man, if we could spend $500 a month doing X, Y, Z, wait a minute, let's reevaluate this. You know, it doesn't always have to be, think outside the box. I think Kelly and I are pretty big about thinking outside the box and encouraging you guys to do that. Hillary's moving on to dusting. Today's her chore day, which helps her get more time for blogging without living in a messy house. I love that. You know what, Hillary, sometimes I get stuck in this mode where I feel like it's been just 6 hours of me sitting at my computer, and it has. It's been 6 hours of me just sitting at my computer. And as soon as I get up and walk away and just get a breath of fresh air, do the dishes, do some laundry, it really, sometimes I get in this rut and I can't get out of it. And sometimes it's just about getting your focus off of, because I can tell you I waste a lot of time. I may sit at my computer for a 6-hour chunk of time, but I think I would have been more productive if I just sat down, done my work, and then walked away and did some of the chores and duties that I needed to do elsewhere in our home with our family, etc. So I really admire what you're doing. All right, Kelly, what do you think about continuing some of this conversation over on the forum?
Absolutely. Okay. And that was the next thing I wanted to say. Okay. I wanted to say it real quick. 2 points to the forum. Because this is part of it. This is part of the conversations that Crystal and I have been having a lot of lately. We have 100 people paying $8 a month for the VIP forum. We have maybe 10 people, 20, 30 people that are active over there. You're paying money for something that you're not using. How come? And if you're paying me $8 a month and you're not using it, what else are you paying for? Because I know I was paying for Buffer, Hootsuite, and Edgar. And you know how many of them I was using? 1. So, yes, I know that could make 65 people go over there and cancel their membership on the Learn to Blog forum. But, well, whatever. That's okay. I'm okay with that. Then there are all of you other people that say, I can't afford $7.99 a month to grow my blog. We have well over a month of challenges. At one a day, well over a month of blogging challenges. We have photography boards that teach you exactly what to do. We have links of people that are hiring bloggers, where you could make money. We have beginner things. We have WordPress questions. We have a daily accountability thread. We have just there are, I don't even remember now, like 5,000, 20, I don't remember, some ridiculous amount of posts over there on the forum. And it's only been around since October. Right? October? August. I don't know.
I'm reading,
Something.
sorry. What did you say? Yes, we started the forum in August.
For $8. For $8. What are you spending $8 on a month that's not helping you with your site, that's not helping you reach your goals?
Well, and let me interject one thing. Did you expect that you would join the forum for $7.99 a month, see instant results without reading a post or implementing a post? Because I think we get that way. I think we think, well, I've got all these tools, and I'm part of this, and I'm part of that, and I'm part of this forum, but it's that whole thing. We can lead you, but if you're not going to use what's there, let me tell you something. If you've watched every one of our 85 videos and you're not making $100 to $200 a month or more, then you're not implementing. And if you're on our forum and you are not making, some really decent money, there's a problem. And I want you to look at how you're really implementing stuff, and I want you to see is it possible that the problem is that you are not implementing, and that you can have all this information overload, but if you're not going to do anything with it, there's a problem. You've got to utilize it.
And utilize it for a while. Don't do something and expect instant gratification. Give it 4 to 6 weeks and then compare. There's a nifty little tool within Google Analytics where you just do a little check mark and you can compare to the previous period and see exactly what's changed. Go in, if you're working on Pinterest and you're following the Pinterest thing that we talk about over in the VIP forum, do it for 4 to 6 weeks and then click through in your Google Analytics straight to your Pinterest traffic and compare your Pinterest traffic now to the Pinterest traffic before and see what happens. And if it's working for you after 4 to 6 weeks, then you need to continue doing that, and it needs to become a priority that you do it every single day. And once that's a habit, then go to the next thing and try it for 4 to 6 weeks and compare. Take notes. Make sure. The very, very first Bloggy Challenge over on the VIP forum simply tells you to list out your stats. And like it says, if you don't know where you're starting, then how do you know if you've grown? I had a lady tell me that she took our class and she didn't grow. And I said, really? Well, check your stats. You know what? She had a 206% increase. But it doesn't happen overnight. So it doesn't feel like you've done anything. Crystal tells me all the time, oh, I'm stuck. I tell her all the time, I'm stuck. I've hit a plateau. I'm not moving. And you compare, and it's like, oh, okay, maybe I am. I'm growing. Who knows?
Well, and you know what? Sometimes we just have to have that reminder that says, and that's what Kelli and I do for each other all the time. We've been doing this for so long that you do get into these ruts and you do get to this place where you're just like, I'm going to tell you guys real honestly, Kelli went through a funk last year, and I've been in a little bit of a funk for a while, and I feel very uninspired, to write new content, and I'm trying so hard to work on my photography, and I'm not a perfectionist at all, but let me tell you, when I do something and I'm not 100% proud of how it looks, I'm so prideful that I won't even publish a blog post. That's ridiculous. That is just downright ridiculous. What are you making that face for? Are you?
You're not a perfectionist?
No,
Again, let's back up. Says the lady that had to delay class by 5 minutes yesterday because she had to load the dishwasher because nobody in her home could do it the way that she needed it to be done. But she's not a perfectionist.
I thought you said I was a control freak.
Well, same concept.
Controlling and perfectionist go hand in hand. I need therapy. Listen, I just know I need therapy. I tell everybody all the time I need therapy. I have issues.
All right, y'all.
Anyway,
so, yes,
there's
let's to the forum. I want to hear from you guys. Tell us your struggle.
I wanted to say there's quite a few conversations going on the event page about I have a deal blog and now I'm trying to, I'm trying to merge, or I'm still going to keep my deal blog and I'm still going to keep my lifestyle blog. I want to talk over on the forum about, because you have lived that life of 3 sites merging together, and I am very much a proponent of one site. So stop dividing your time, stop dividing your money, stop dividing your effort, stop. So I want to continue those conversations over on the forum. I think we've got at least one thread over there about some of this, but I want to make sure that we give some dedicated content to that very topic, because it's important, because people, I see this all the time. Well, this isn't working, so now I'm going to start a blog on this. You are dividing your efforts, your work. Stop. So I want to talk about that over there. All right, guys. Have an awesome week. We're trying really hard to keep these Hangouts down to 30 minutes. If you're new here, thank you for trusting in us and believing in us and giving us the time of day and part of your busy schedule. And I hope that you'll go to learntoblog.hangouts.com and look over all of our 85 videos that we have there that are all free. I hope that you'll join us over on Facebook. We'll leave the links. We have a free Facebook page with 2,500 people over there that are hardworking folks growing their blog. And then if you want to really grow, and if you want deliberate actions that will bring you results and will help you make more money, we want you to be able to supplement your household income from home in your pajamas, taking care of your babies. That is our goal. And we are here to help you do that with the VIP forum, which is learntoblog.hangouts.com/VIP. We'll leave all the links over on the event page. Otherwise, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Like us all over on Facebook so that we can keep in touch, and go over to the forum. Anything else, Kelly?
No, ma'am.
All right. Y'all go do something great on your blog. Bye.
Bye.